Are you ready to unleash your full potential? Hello and welcome to the Peak Performance Hour, where we dive deep into the secrets of success and empower you to take your life and career to the next level fast. I am Susan Urban, your host and peak performance coach, and I'm here to guide you on a transformative journey toward greatness. Each week, I will tackle your burning questions and provide live coaching sessions that will propel you toward your goals at lightning speed. Now, whether you're striving for better health, greater wealth, or more happiness, I've got the science-based strategies and proven tactics to help you achieve it all. No dream is too big, and no challenge is too daunting when you have the right mindset and the right guidance. So buckle up and get ready to shatter your limits. And join me as we embark on this exhilarating quest for peak performance. Your extraordinary future starts now. Hello and welcome. I am very happy to be here with you tonight. I hope you're well. Today's topic is I want to share with you a guaranteed success formula when it comes to reaching your goals. So it doesn't matter whether you have goals in regard to your career, relationships, health, wealth, this will work for anything. In fact, this is so powerful. This has worked. These 7 steps that I'm about to share with you have worked for me. They have worked for my clients. I shared this with anybody I come in touch with because they are that good and that effective. So if you want to reach your goals faster, better, easier, more efficiently than ever, then you have come to the right place. This is probably one of the most important shows, especially here at North Shore TV, that I have ever shared with you because, most importantly, this is one of those, when you put these strategies, these steps to work, you will undoubtedly experience amazing results. So yes, this takes practice. Well, first we need to know what to do. Then we need to practice. We need to practice well. And before you know it, you're going to see your life transform, if that is what you want. So again, 7 steps to success, guaranteed success formula. So I hope you're excited about this because this is powerful. And before we dive in, I want to remind you about 2 things. One is, if you have any questions of anything we cover in these shows and our time together, at the end of the segment, there's always my contact information. So please don't be shy about reaching out. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So remember, at the end, you will have my contact information. Of course, if you're watching this on Facebook or even on YouTube, then you can always private message me, right? The other thing is, if you're interested in becoming a guest on this show, I would love to have you, meaning this would be a real life coaching session where anything you would like to work through, anything you would like to get to, anything you'd like to overcome, we can literally, on the show, we can have a real life session where not only are you going to get advice, but we might actually be able to help a lot more people, because so often our problems are related, right? Somebody else might resonate, somebody else might be going through the same thing, so we get to help a lot more people. So if you're interested and you want to be our guest, please reach out. Again, information is at the reaching out to us at the end of the show. And yeah, we would love to have you. So let's dive in. I even brought my cheat sheet today because I want to make sure I give you all and I give you my best, and we cannot afford to miss anything, all right? So 7 steps. Guaranteed success formula. You follow these steps. Remember, anything that is new, right? You want to give yourself the opportunity to practice often, allow yourself to, maybe not do it as perfectly in the beginning, but that's fine. That's fine. As long as you're willing to practice and put these steps into action, you will, in a short time, experience some favorable results. Okay, so having said that, Also keep in mind, when I first share this with you, I actually would like for you to take some time out deliberately. Time out could even be like 5 minutes. Every morning, every night, or even just once a day, just to start with. Take deliberate time out to practice these steps, and in time, you're actually going to start to live your life more in alignment with these steps, and you will understand more as I share these steps with you. So again, first we want to make it a very conscious, deliberate practice where you step by step move through these steps, and then as you go about life, you're going to start to notice that these practices are going to trickle into your real life. So get excited. And again, the whole point, okay, the whole point is to help you achieve your goals, your dream life, your vision, your mission, your passion, whatever it may be. And you probably already know what that is. I hope you do, because it's important to set goals. Otherwise, we just become like a little boat floating around in the ocean, and we could just get knocked around, and that's not useful, right? And that used to be me, by the way. Many years ago, I didn't even set goals. I didn't feel worthy. It was just a whole other personality, other kind of understanding about how life works. But setting goals is important. So step number 1, you want to practice relaxing your body. So this is such an important step. If you missed last week's show, last week we talked about how to get from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. Fancy ways of saying most of us spend way too much time in the stress mode, fight, flight, freeze. Everybody has anxiety these days. Everybody's stressed. Everybody's go, 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 especially here in New York, right? And yet, not that that's good or bad, but it isn't useful to be in that state all the time. We want to move as often as we can into the parasympathetic nervous system mode, which is simply the mode when our nervous system can relax, restore, recover. That's when we're open to creativity, we're open to solutions, we are open to better performance than any other state. Our productivity goes up, our focus goes up, and that's why the more you can practice deliberately getting into the parasympathetic, which I call the power mode, right? Stress, sympathetic, power mode, parasympathetic, the more you will find that you literally, as a human being, you will operate at a much higher, more efficient rate. To give you an example, when we sleep, which hopefully you can do every night, and this is why sleep is so important, when we sleep, we automatically are in the parasympathetic nervous system mode, and that is why it is such a healing state. That is why often you might wake up and you're like, oh, I got it. I know exactly what I need to do, because you gave your body the opportunity to truly rest and shut down, recover, and even digestion happens very well in the parasympathetic. So, but of course, this is why I want you to give yourself the opportunity to relax your body. And how you do that is just like me right now. I'm sitting very comfortably. You can find a place undisturbed. You close your eyes. You get as comfortable as you can be physically. You can sit or lie down. And then you simply, you can either go top down or from the bottom up, meaning you think about each body part. So I'm going to give you a little taste because I want to get through all these steps. So if you were to go from the top down, you would simply focus on your scalp, on the top of your head, and just with eyes closed, focus your attention on the top of your head. That's all, just giving it attention. And then moving down over your face, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, loosening your jaw, and simply in the back of your mind saying, just get comfortable, just relax, just let loose, just, you get to be lazy now, and relaxing your body, relaxing your neck now. With every breath you take, every beat of your heart, going deeper and deeper, relaxing your shoulders, and you literally want to walk and talk yourself through every body part, telling your body, giving attention to those parts, relaxing deeper and deeper and more, and getting more and more comfortable. Whatever words you find comforting and soothing until you get to the very bottom of your toes. And that's when we get to the next step, where the next step is not only connecting to your breath and to the beat of your heart. So in other words, by the time you get into that relaxed state, by the time you get down to your feet, you're going to notice that your breath has relaxed and maybe even deepened. You might even, in a strange way, hear or sense the beat of your heart. Now you're starting to get real connection to yourself, and that's when the magic begins. So again, just noticing the breath, noticing the beat of your heart, and with that already, step number 2 is quieting your mind. And one of the easiest ways you can do that, first of all, it's impossible to stop the mind from thinking. So don't even make that a goal, because whoever invented that, to be honest, I've never found that's a realistic approach. But what you can do is either you can imagine that your thoughts have simply become clouds that are just drifting by, and you're just watching the thoughts, watching the clouds drifting in, drifting out, and passing you by. Another very easy way to quiet the mind is a mantra. And this could be a silly word like breathing in, breathing out. With the inhale, ma, exhale, jik, magic, magic, or I am. Inhale, I, exhale, am, or any other word you want, right? Peace. Some people love peace, that word. Breathing in peace, breathing out peace. Any mantra, and you literally repeat that word over and over and over. Or you can simply count 1, 2, 1, 2, or Om is another favorite one of people, that they just think of the word Om, Om, over and over. And that is a way to no longer be so distracted by the thoughts and more in quieting the mind. The next one, step number 3, is my favorite, because this is about opening the heart. Now, why is this important? And I'm going to show you and explain to you how you can open your heart. But first, why would you even want that? Because when your heart is open, you're able to receive information about, look, some people really don't know what their purpose is. They don't know what should my goal be? What is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? What should I be doing this next week? What's it, right? And when your heart is open, you will suddenly receive messages of what is in alignment with you as a person, as a human being, as maybe a mom, dad, professional, whatever it might be. And you're, through opening the heart, you're going to, and I know this sounds a bit woo-woo, but don't take my word for it. Put this into action and watch what happens. And when your heart is open, you're able to receive information that is for you, specifically for you. Some of the ways you can open your heart, and again, remember, so many people right now experience trauma, stress, difficulties, challenges. There's a lot going on, right? And therefore, sometimes it's not easy to open a heart. We mistrust people. We have been burned. We have been hurt. And again, I'm not arguing that. But in the privacy of your own home, in the privacy of your heart, you get to open your heart. And simply the easiest way to do that is think about a person you love, or a thing, or a place. Maybe the ocean, maybe music, maybe you love opera like me. Maybe you, maybe there's a person that was or is in your life that loves you unconditionally. Maybe there are some people you love. Simply thinking about those people, those places, music, food, it doesn't really matter what it is, but just connecting to that love, to that passion, is going to give you more positivity, more gratitude, and expand and open your heart. And now you're in a state of receiving, and that is a beautiful place. I'm going to make a little pause here, and I'm going to kind of go back a little bit, because I think this is important for me to share. Please know that when you first start doing this practice, you're probably not going to like it. It's going to be uncomfortable. You might even be like, oh, this is annoying. Like, what does Susan want from me? You know, understand this is gonna, because we haven't done this for a long time, as if you're a beginner at this. So understand, completely normal, reasonable. You're totally allowed to be frustrated and aggravated. I get it. This is not, because again, we're coming from this stressed world to, oh, now Susan wants me to sit like a Buddhist monk. No, this is not about sitting like a Buddhist monk, but giving yourself the experience of giving you attention, time, and energy. And when you do, and you go through a couple of these reps, I cannot put words to what will happen. So if you can give me a little bit of trust and give me a little bit of, okay, fine, Susan, I'll do it, then this will work for you, okay? So work with me. So again, trust me in the beginning, it may not be pleasant, you're not gonna enjoy it that much, but the more you do it, the better this is gonna work, the more you're gonna enjoy it, and then you're even gonna crave it. You know people like who are like, oh God, if I don't work out for a day, something is off. That's sort of the same experience, right? And I know some people have that with food if they don't eat. So I get it. So, right, opening the heart, we cultivate that. It's a practice. Now the next one, this is where it gets really, really good, because the next step, number 4, is about now. Ask yourself, what do I want? We need to become clear and clarify your intention. What do you want? If you could live life on your terms, your conditions, your standards, your definitions of success, what would that look like? What do you want to achieve, experience in this lifetime? And yeah, this is where I want you to dream, daydream, marinate in what, like if anything could be possible for me, what would I want in my relationships, in my career, in my health, in my wealth, in my life's mission. Start with one goal, but eventually I really would like for you to build up to like 10 goals if you can, so that you can have a rich, full life. So number 4, and I'm just gonna stop it here, is about create an intention. What would you like to experience? What is your goal? Make sense? And obviously that will be very, very different for every single person. Don't hold back, dream big, allow yourself, give yourself permission to be like, you know what? If I could have life on my terms, what would I really want? And the more you trust, because here's what I've found by working with so many people, the way I kind of want to say is they were afraid to dream big. Which brings me to number 5, which is really tragic. And if this is you, don't blame yourself, don't berate yourself, don't judge yourself, because this is a very human thing. Number 5 is about sometimes we place limitation on ourselves. And number 5 is all about letting go, meaning you must, and by the way, this is the bulk of my work with my clients is with number 5, where I help them let go of limitations, fears, self-doubt, blame, shame, self-criticism, self-judgment. Who do you think you are? Attachments, like it has to be this way, and if it's not this way, oh my God, right? If attachment is something like, oh, I could never live without, if my partner ever died, it will be the end of me. That's being very, very attached, and that's not healthy, because the truth is, chances are, and God forbid, none of us want that to happen if you have a partner, right? If you have a beautiful relationship. But the truth is, yes, you could survive, and you might even be able to thrive through that, right? But being attached to something and demanding for something to go a certain way, that is gonna kind of put obstacles in our way. Some of these other letting go would be something like, I'm such a good person, I deserve better, I should have all these things. Well, being a good person, if you really are a good person, that shouldn't come with conditions, should it? So then, are you being a good person because you expect something good to come back for you, or are you a good person because you're a good person, right? And you just trust the flow of life, and you just trust that you're a good person because you're a good person. And so staying in a state of grace, or even things like feeling in a victim state, right? I should be further along. Oh, it's because my parents, I can't be successful, or being a martyr, or, oh, nobody understands what I'm going through. Oh, you know, I'm the only person who suffers, and nobody understands what and again, from a human level, I understand, and I can completely appreciate that we often might want things to be differently, and it should be a different way, and why am I always getting the short end of the stick, and why am I the unlucky one? And there's so many other limitations, right, that we place on ourselves that we sometimes hold on to, and but believe it or not, those are the things we have to let go. Bottled up rage, anger, shame, guilt, fear, self-doubt, self-limitations, right? What are some of the, complaining is another big one, which I think I kind of already mentioned, right? And self-loathing, that's another big one, very, very big. So often people come to me and they're like, you know, I can't believe that I am, as if it was confession time. And again, believe me, I've been in that position, but sometimes people are like, I can't believe that I wasn't able to figure this out myself. I can't believe that I wasn't able to achieve this on my own. I should be so much further along. I know that I'm taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. I am in my own way all the time. And that does not warrant for you to have shame and guilt. Because if you could have figured it out by now, you would have. Because every single person who's ever come to me, I promise you, they are hardworking, they're well-meaning, super intelligent, super brilliant, they are generous, they are highly educated. So it is not for a lack of you wanting and doing all the things, and you might even have the right strategy. But chances are what's happening here, there's a subconscious block, meaning there's something going on behind the scenes that is not yet in your conscious awareness. So how could you possibly fix it? Meaning, the conscious mind is the mind that's responsible for 5% of your behavior, which is responsible for decision making. This is what I want, this is why I want it, right? And I'm going to go after it. But the subconscious mind is the driver of our behaviors, responsible for 95% of our behavior. And if there's something out of alignment within our subconscious mind, that is the block that is going to keep blocking us from doing the things we want, from achieving the things we want, from the success that we deserve. I'm going to give you a quick story here so that you can understand what I mean. And I repeat this story often because it's just so appropriate. I have many clients who come to me because they want to overcome the fear of public speaking. Very, very common fear. And needless to say, they know that if they would be able to speak comfortably in a crowded room or in the boardroom or wherever it might be appropriate, they would probably earn more money. They would probably gain more respect. They would probably be able to contribute better. In other words, it would serve them in a big way. So then, what's the problem? Well, the problem is what they don't realize is that when they were 5 years old, they had a conversation at the dinner table, something came out the wrong way. It's a kid, whatever, we don't know. And unfortunately, he was scolded or she was scolded. Father got upset, mother got upset. Kid was like, I don't even know what I did. But that was the moment that defined, that little kid started to believe, oh, speaking to authority figures, no good. I shouldn't do that because guess what happens? I get in trouble. But the adult doesn't remember this experience. The adult continues living up to that belief that I should not talk to adult figures because that's dangerous, that gets me in trouble, no good, right? And through the exploration of, well, let's see what the subconscious mind believes about this goal or you as a person, once we investigate, why does this person have fear of public speaking? They want to be in fact, they are a competent professional, they're amazing at what they do, they have the information, they're well-meaning, hardworking. Something doesn't add up. There's a conflict, right? And so we must get rid of these conflicts, these inner conflicts. Those often are the biggest saboteurs. You know, people who self-sabotage, procrastinate, you can be assured, because self-sabotage is not a natural state. Our natural state, our normal, natural, highest potential state, we're highly driven, very motivated individuals, hungry. We have a massive zest for life. But unfortunately, if there were early experiences that sort of caused a disruption in our belief in ourselves, this is the result of that. And that's why we want to understand what are those subconscious blocks, and we need to let go of them. So I hope this makes sense. But again, the only challenge here is that people often have a hard time consciously understanding what that is. But if there is something you're experiencing, you're like, you know what, I know that I'm self-sabotaging. I know I should be further along, or, you know I could be achieving much more, and there's something holding me back. If you have some sort of a realization of that, it most likely is a subconscious block. Now, but once we get that out of the way, now we can really visualize. Number 6 is about now. Sit there, visualize. When I have the success, what will I be seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, experiencing? In other words, you want to be, like this gentleman, be in the boardroom. And now you're speaking comfortably. You're speaking confidently. You feel so good about yourself. You feel amazing about the message. You are there present. Everybody's cheering you. Everybody's looking. Everybody is hanging on to every word you say. And you're like, oh, I am so glad to be, right? Visualize yourself as already experiencing the success. As if you're there. As if you're already celebrating everything about this thing that you want, whether you're counting your money in the bank account, whether you are receiving the praise, whether you're wearing the clothes, whether you're wearing the white coat and you're walking down in the hospital and you're now the doctor and you're helping all these people. See yourself. This is how you program and train your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the keeper, right? The subconscious mind understands through the senses, see, hear, feel, touch, taste, smell, experience, be there, right? See the colors, see the room. What does it smell like? What does it look like? What are you hearing, right? And because that is literally the repetition of, hey, this is what I want. This is what it's going to look like. And you're giving your subconscious mind the experience of make this happen. Because the conscious mind is the commander, the subconscious mind is the servant. It will literally start to pull these goals toward you. And that's how magically we work. Literally, magically, efficiently, amazingly. This is how we are absolutely incredibly fine-tuned human beings. And the last step is action. We cannot just sit there and meditate and hope and wish and pray and yes, dream all this up. Yes, important. But the next step, acting with integrity. And this is my favorite question to always ask is, what is the one thing you can start doing? What is the one thing you can do today, the smallest thing maybe, that will give you the biggest impact toward that goal? And of course, if you have a little bit more courage, if you're a bit bolder, you can ask yourself, what are some action steps I'm willing to commit to today, tomorrow, this week? Acting with integrity, acting with alignment. Giving yourself the courage, the permission to say, okay, what are some action steps I can absolutely do right now? And I'm going to task you with this. This is for you. And I would love for you to leave me some comments. What are at least one action step, even if it's a small one, that you can start doing today, right now, whether it's a phone call, whether it's looking something up, that you can start doing that will give you the biggest impact toward this goal, this dream, this mission, this passion? Be well.